Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right in your faith walk, going to church, reading your Bible, praying, and still feeling like something was missing? Like there was a wall between you and God that you just couldn't figure out how to get through? I want to share something with you today that honestly changed the way I see my relationship with God. And I think it might do the same for you. There's a verse in the Bible, one most of us have heard 100 times, but from my perspective, a lot of us, including myself for a long time, might have been reading it in a way that kind of misses the point. Jesus said in Luke chapter 9, verse 23, "If anyone wants to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me." Now, when most people hear, "carry your cross," what do you think comes to mind? I'll be honest, for most of my life, I thought it meant hardship. I thought it meant sickness, money problems, a difficult relationship, a hard season. Like, that thing in your life that's making you cry at night, that's your cross. You just gotta carry it. And yeah, life is hard sometimes. That's real. But here's what I want to offer as a different way of looking at this, because I think Jesus might have been pointing to something much more personal than your circumstances. Look at that verse again. Notice what he says first, before anything about a cross. He says, deny yourself. That's the starting point. Not your problems. Not your pain. Yourself. So here's what I think this verse could actually be about. What if the cross Jesus was talking about isn't the hard stuff that happens to you, but the hard stuff that happens inside you? Think about it like this. Imagine a little kid who wants a cookie right before dinner. Mom says no. That kid has two choices: throw a fit and grab the cookie anyway, or take a breath and wait. That little internal moment, that choice between what you want right now and what you know is right, that, in my view, is carrying the cross. It's not about being perfect. It's about that daily decision to say no to yourself when everything inside you is screaming yes. And here's the part that I think so many people miss. Jesus said daily. Not once. Not when you feel like it. Not just when life gets tough. Every single day. To me, that changes everything. Because it means this isn't about some big dramatic moment where you surrender your whole life in one prayer at an altar. It's more like, every morning you wake up and make a fresh choice. And then again when something frustrates you. And again when something tempts you. And again when someone hurts you and you have to decide how to respond. That's the daily part. That's the practice. Now let me be real with you, this is not easy. And I think that's actually kind of the point. We all have something inside us that wants what it wants. Some of us struggle with anger. Some with wanting people to see us a certain way. Some with holding on to things too tightly, control, comfort, approval. Some with habits we keep going back to even when we know they're not good for us. The struggle isn't the failure. The struggle means you're in it. The people in the Bible who walked closest to God weren't people who never messed up. Peter messed up a lot. David messed up a lot. Jonah literally ran the other direction. But they kept coming back. They kept picking up that cross again. And here's the thing I find really beautiful about this. When you actually start doing this, when you start choosing patience over frustration, or honesty over pretending, or kindness when you really didn't want to, something starts shifting inside you. Not around you. Inside you. Your circumstances might not change overnight. But you start to change. And honestly, that might be the bigger miracle. I think sometimes we're looking for God to fix everything on the outside, when what he might actually be working on is the inside. The version of you that's still learning how to love people better. Still learning how to trust instead of control. Still learning how to keep going even when it's hard. So here's a question I want to leave with you today, and I really mean this as a question, not a judgment. What is it that you find hardest to let go of? What's that one thing that keeps pulling you back? The one area where you just don't want to say no to yourself? Because I think that might be exactly where your cross is. Not out there somewhere in your circumstances, but right there, in that specific place in your heart that you're still holding on to. And here's my encouragement to you. You don't have to figure it all out today. You just have to take it one day at a time. Like Jesus said, daily. Today's choice doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. If this perspective spoke to you today, I'd love for you to leave a comment below. Just write something simple like, I'm choosing to show up today. That's it. Because I think there's real power in saying it out loud, even just in a comment. And honestly, it means a lot to know this message is landing somewhere. If you want more of these kinds of conversations, the kind that actually dig into what the Bible might mean for your everyday life, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one. And if you have a friend who's been going through a hard season or asking big questions about faith, this might be exactly what they need to hear. Share it with them. Because the cross you carry today, it might just be shaping the person you're becoming tomorrow.